There will be 3 phases that are undertaken in this commission. And perhaps before I outline those, if I might just deal with the timeline of critical events which I had mentioned earlier, from the prism of which the investigation will be undertaken. The first material date is July 2018, and that is when the Political Killings Task Team was officially launched. And what is important to understand about that is that there was an ad hoc interdisciplinary unit within the SAPS, which was tasked with investigating political killings with an operational focus in KwaZulu-Natal that later extended nationally. Chair and co-commissioners, you will hear evidence. Sorry, Chair, I'm being asked to stop for a second so that the timeline can be projected. Okay.
Yes.
Should I just
please
proceed?
Just proceed, yes.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, after July 28, the next date of significance is June 2019, where the Political Killing Task Team adopted an integrated model where the Director of Public Prosecutions in KZN assigned a dedicated team of prosecutors to the task team, which resulted in the task team being a multidisciplinary team that incorporated prosecutorial guidance. Then the next event is the 17th of April 2024, where Mr. Armand Swart, an engineer in Vereeniging, was murdered. This high-profile assassination served as a catalyst for a wider investigation that would reveal far-reaching connections within the criminal underworld and expose insidious infiltration of law enforcement by criminal syndicates. 3 suspects were arrested at Q in Bremby on the same day, including one Mr. Michael Puletau, the sub-detective branch, Johannesburg Central. And it is alleged that it is those 3 suspects that murdered Mr. Swartz. The suspects were found in possession of firearms, which was linked to the murder. Then the next date of significance is the 30th of June 2024, when Mr. Senzo Mkhunu was appointed as the Minister of Police with effect from the 3rd of July 2024. Then we move to the 6th of August 2024, where a request was received for urgent safeguarding of the investigating officers of Swart's murder following Detective Tau's release on bail. Then, Chair and members of the Commission, the next relevant date is the 10th of August 2024, where one Katiso Molefe was identified as a person of interest in Swart's murder. Then 30 August 2024, there was a request for the task team members to assist Gauteng Organized Crime Unit with the investigation. The 10th of October 2024, 10 task team members arrived in Johannesburg to assist in terms of the request that I alluded to earlier. The 6th of December 2024 is the next material date, and on which the investigation team, assisted by the task team, conducted 2 operations for different reasons. The first being the takedown and arrest of Mr. Katiso Molefe and the execution of a search and seizure warrant at the property of Mr. Vosimuzi Ket Matlala. And part of what will be dealt with in the evidence is alleged political interference, which was noted by JMPD and DPCI during the said operations. And again, I must emphasize these are allegations. 30 December 2024 is the next event. The task team's ballistic analyst compiled a ballistic report that linked weapons seized during the Swart murder investigation to 4 high-profile murders, including the murder of DJ Somebody, DJ Vintos, and the attempted murder of Debo Khotobejane. Then, on the following day, the 31st of December 2024, Minister Mkhwanazi issued a directive that the task team be disbanded with immediate effect. 27 January 2025 is the next date of relevance on which Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi appeared on EWN, where he made for the first time allegations of political interference and criminal infiltration in SAPS and in the criminal justice system. And on the 5th of March 2025, the General appeared before the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee on the Police, where he repeated allegations of political interference and criminal infiltration in SAPS and the criminal justice system. Then on 26 March 2025, 118 under investigation dockets, which were being investigated by the task team, were handed over to Lieutenant General Sentumule on the instructions of Lieutenant General Sibia. The 2nd of April 2025 is the next material date, being the date on which Katiso Molefe's bail application was refused. Then we move to the 10th of April 2025, and on that day, 3 additional dockets which were still under investigation by the task team were handed over to SAPS head office on the instructions of Lieutenant General Sibia. And Chair and members of the Commission, you'll recall earlier on I spoke about the 118, and if you add these 3, that's how we get to the 121 dockets. Then on 13 and 14 May, we outlined 2 material events. On the 13th, Medicare 24 Tshwane District PTY's contract with SAPS was cancelled. And Chair and members of the Commission, this is the tender or the contract that had been awarded to Mr. Ket Matlala. 14 May, Mr. Ket Matlala was arrested. His cell phone records were obtained, or rather, if I may just correct that, cell phone records which were obtained from Mr. Matlala's phone, which was seized on 14 May 2025, pointed to political interference by the cartel in SAPS operations and the criminal investigations at different levels. So the material in the form of the contents that were found in Mr. Matlala's cell phone when it was seized following his arrest on the 14th is a critical event in answering the part of the questions that are posed in this commission. Then the 26th of June 2025, Lieutenant General Khumalo, the Divisional Commissioner Crime Intelligence, and who's also the project leader of the task team, together with others, were arrested by IDEC for alleged fraud and corruption relating to an alleged unlawful senior appointment. Then the next material event is the 27th of June 2025, where Katiso Molefe's bail appeal was upheld and he was released on bail. The 2nd of July 2025 is the next event. And on that day, Lieutenant General Khumalo's bail conditions which included a condition that he is not to enter any intelligence offices in the country, effectively precluded him as the head of intelligence from returning to work. Then 6 July is the reason why we are here. It is the media briefing by Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi. The 13th of July 2025, Minister Mkhwanazi was placed on leave. The 15th of July 2025, Lieutenant General Sibia was given orders to stay at home. And the 23rd of July 2025 was the establishment of the commission. So, Chair and members of the commission, these events, as I indicated, are quite material in serving as signposts and the context within which the evidence needs to be located and tested for purposes of veracity, credibility, etc.